Ben, now that Dallas is taking care of Utah, what's next for the Jazz? What do you think this team needs to do, or what are they going to do in the offseason?
Well, I think they're probably going to blow it up. It just becomes a question of how much do you blow it up. The interesting thing that people haven't really talked about is they have a relatively new owner in Ryan Smith, and he's from that area. He has always been a Jazz fan, even when he was a kid, right? So it gets to be hard if you're the owner where you're saying, well, this is an organization I've loved for decades. Am I really willing to trade away a franchise player like a Rudy Gobert or a franchise guard like a Donovan Mitchell and take a big step back and go into a rebuilding program, right? Like, it's one thing if you're just kind of doing it from an analytical perspective and saying, well, this is the right thing for us to do right now. It's another if you're an owner and your heart's really into it and you have that connection. So, we'll see. Is he really willing to take the plunge there? To me, it's just time. This formula has, hit a wall. It's not working. If you watch Rudy Gobert in these games, I mean, he is just so demonstrative and negative towards his teammates. Sometimes he's stomping his feet when they make defensive, mistakes or they blow coverages. And that stuff just wears on guys. I think it's time for a culture shift. If I were them, I would very seriously consider trading Gobert, even though he's been there quite a while, and even though, to me, he's their best player. And I would also explore the market for Mitchell and see if someone was willing to overpay in a trade to grab a guy who has, that marketability, that name recognition that a lot of teams seek. Mitchell had a very tough playoffs. I don't think he's as bad as he looked against Dallas. But at the same time, the vibes were just off, and it's time to really, hit the button and blow that thing up.
What does that mean for Quinn Snyder then too? I mean, his name's been batted about, his contract. What does that mean for the head coach?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's very strange when a coach is under contract and he has those kinds of conversations come out, more than a month before the end of their season. So I would say that's to be determined. But if you're saying, is he going to be coveted around the league if he were to move on? Absolutely. I think he's got himself in that conversation as among the NBA's most intelligent and well-respected coaches. Obviously, he had a long coaching path to kind of get that first job, a bunch of twists and turns back when he was in college. But I think he's put all those things behind him, and now he's in a spot where people just view him as being able to construct a really high-level defense. And at the same time, he's overseen the NBA's number one offense multiple times here in recent years. So, if you're a thirsty Lakers fan or another team where you've got a job opening, I mean, I think Quinn Snyder's right at the top of the list, right?
Hey.
A thirsty Lakers fan. There's plenty of those here in Los Angeles. I know that for sure.
Well, trust me, I know. I live there. I'm 2,000 miles away right now, but I still hear from them,
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.